Qué locos, la banda Paranoias. Yo vine a apoyarlos porque soy fanático de su música. Me dijeron, oye, escuchamos Nalguita y queremos que la cantes en vivo ahorita.
I was thinking today, yeah, maybe I might.
You're like 8?
I might have known you for maybe 8, 9 years, somewhere around there. Yeah, man. But welcome, man. Thank you for doing this. We check in with each other every so often, man. So we've never really been out of touch.
Yeah.
But I know you got a lot going on artistically. It's why I wanted to talk to you today, because I wanted you to share that with like our audience and let people know who you are and what you got going on. Yeah, man. I've known you for years. How long have you been doing primarily like the Spanish music now?
Well, first of all, for those that don't know who I am, my name is El Niño.
Pasando, seguimos conectando. Dios me lo permite, seguiremos comprobando. Se trata del dinero, el poder y el respeto. No andas en eso, andas con puros pendejos. Ha sido fácil, pero sigo con lo mismo de siempre. Hace calor en California, pero estoy con mi gente.
And I was born in California, and I started living in Acapulco, Mexico from the age of 2 years old. And I've always had a sense of like wanting to do more Spanish music, but I started making English music and I was doing it for 10 years, and something was telling me that something needed to happen, something needed to change. I was working really hard and something just wasn't clicking, but as El Niño, I'm able to really tap into my roots and my culture, and my family is able to listen to my music, and I just right now, it's kind of just been like a spiritual warfare, like within myself, of like entertainment and be yourself, because one makes money and one doesn't, but one is your integrity and your it's like it does, but it's not the same, so it's like one or the other. But don't mean to go off on another like subject.
No, man. I mean, if anything, you're in the right place to talk about whatever, bro. Like, that's what I want to talk to you about, whatever's on your mind. Like, this is a place definitely for you to let it out. So, I mean, talk about that a little bit, bro. You're not alone in that. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot of artists who can relate to that. People, even people who are like attempting to be creative, digitally and social media, they deal with that too, right? That there's always these questions of like using the tools that are in front of us, but how to use them and not lose your integrity. There's
definitely,
talk a little bit about that, because it feels like that's fresh on your mind.
I've I've been in music for a while, and first of all, like, I love the art. I love that it's my therapy and that I'm able to release. A lot of people see counselors, a lot of people do negative things, drugs, and whatever their coping mechanisms are. Mine, thankfully, is music, and I don't take it for granted. I definitely know that like words are quote unquote spells, and I don't even know if it's a quote unquote. Like, I know that everything is meaningful, whether if it's right or wrong, and I even started to notice myself making party music without the bad words. It's almost like I'm doing it, but I'm also letting people know that that's not all I'm about. So
yeah, you're balancing it. You're finding balance.
And this Friday, I'm actually dropping a hip hop record. So, I want people to know that that's not all I'm about. It was summer, it was fun, and I loved every second of it. But now it's like, like it's different seasons, different thoughts, different. I mean, like just moods, and as a human, I don't want to be boxed in. I just want to be a human like Kendrick Lamar says, I'm just a human on dope instrumentation, and
Yeah.
I want to be able to express when I want to party and be happy with my friends, and I want to express when I'm sad, glad, mad, frustrated, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, man. It's always an interesting thing about, right? Like we, for the most part, the create at least a lot of the creatives that I know, use their creativity to find some peace, some solace, to find some freedom. And it's always such a weird thing when we start to have success in that, especially when there's any type of business or marketing around it. You have success with it, and then it's that freedom somewhat gets taken away because you start to answer to the feelings around you, right? Like sometimes you hear things or you feel things or you feel the energies, and
Yeah.
it's almost like that trade, right? Like you get to do these amazing things, you get to share this energy with people, you get to make people happy, you get to make people smile, feel things, but your own energy sometimes has to be like really maintained strictly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's always such a weird thing to me.
It's like for me, it's like, do you trust your own energy to be happy? I do a lot of soul searching. I do a lot of reading, and I look up to people that I feel definitely have made an impact in this world, whether if it's musically or just spiritually in any way. And after all these years of making music, I've come to find out that yeah, it is about the audience, but it's about you first. And can you trust yourself to make something dope that they
Mm.
will connect to? Because at the end of the day, we're all human. And if you're being vulnerable and you're being pure about your intentions about this music, and it's not just about the money and all this and that, like someone's gonna connect to what you're saying. And if it's really for them, because we all have similar things going on in different ways as humans. So I think Rick Rubin had said something about, the audience really comes last and you come
Mm.
first. And it just so happens that the person connects with what you're feeling, because you put yourself first. You were able to tap into the dopest shit ever. I can cuss on here, right?
Yes. Yeah, you get, you
You
get.
were able to you were able to tap into the dopest energy that you could have tapped into, because you weren't worried about what if they like this? What if they don't like this? It's like, hey, what am I feeling right now? And what do I want to put out and say to the world right now? And do I trust myself to do that?
That's dope, man. Great thoughts. Can you talk to me a little bit about the differences that you've noticed? Because I'm sure there are people I've seen, especially people within like the Latino community, right? There's a lot of people that are tapping into their roots more. It seems to be um
Like a commodity?
right, right. And
Yeah.
that's, it's not like we haven't seen that before, right? It's a
Yeah.
different version of that. So what have you noticed has been like are there big differences when you're dealing with like, you know, primarily it's like say like a promoter who's booking only Spanish music to like a hip hop promoter, or like how you get shows or what the market's like? Are there really big differences?
Differences within the US market, or you're talking about Mexico and
Well,
going
you've touched them both, right?
yeah,
Yeah, can you talk to me a little bit about both of them?
one thing that I've noticed, everywhere there's ego, everywhere there's jealousy and envy and love, it's all there. Everything, whether it's Mexico, US, Europe, whatever it may be. But I do feel that, living in California, living in in the Los Angeles area is like the mecca of
Mm.
hip hop and the mecca of the music industry. So I definitely do. I feel like we've touched this subject before, where I feel like that we are spoiled. We do get it. We get stuff first, and we've been like just spoiled to have performances left and right, and just have that to our at the tip of our fingertips, if that's the right word
Mm-hmm.
to use. And Mexico, I feel like they're just starting to be that. And you know, I want to give a shout out to Eptos, who's opened his doors to me. Eptos Uno in Mexico, out in Mexico City. He's the one that gave me my first show out there like 2 years ago, for Dia de los Muertos. And then I want to give a shout out to DJ Sueño, um, two complete different genres. Eptos
Mm,
is hip hop. Uh, DJ Sueño is old school reggaeton, and at the end of the day, it's both music and yeah, like I said, a little more humble in Latin America, as towards like building. But either way, obviously, there's like I think at the end of the day, you can't ask for respect or you can't ask for anything. You gotta show and prove your worth and your value, and that sense of entitlement has been long gone for me. And I definitely don't try to convince anyone to like me anymore, or just try to make anything or force anything. So I just leave it up to God. I leave it up to how dope my performance and my presence is, and how pure it really. It's not really about dope or a gimmick. It's just about my energy and knowing my value, knowing my worth, and just, walking into rooms knowing that we're all just humans trying to figure it out. And no matter how many chains or money or platforms that you're on, we're all just walking each other home, and essentially that's what we're doing, and nobody has it all figured out. So definitely there is a difference with the US and Mexico, and I love both. I appreciate both because one challenges me more, the other one is something new to explore and learn more about. So
mm,
I love the
mm.
US challenges because if you're not like, sort of say, Travis Scott or Drake, you're not gonna like it's like they're not gonna go crazy commercially level for you unless like
Right, right.
that facade of a big budget, that they think you own every car that's in your video, and that you're just like this untouchable person that people can't even approach. I don't know why it's like that. That's what like attracts. I feel like it's a lot of the that materialism.
Sure,
But
sure.
there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, nowadays it's all about your numbers. It's not really about the music, and and it doesn't really, like, it's not, this does not apply to everyone in California or in the US. I do want to give their flowers and give a big shout out to the Paranoias, Professor Galactico. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I recently went to their show as a fan. I love their music. I love the ska, the rock, and you wouldn't expect that from me doing hip hop and reggaeton. I went over there and just went over there as a fan. I wanted to enjoy the show, and they saw me, and I approached their merch table. We said hello. They said, "Hey, we love what you're doing. Do you want to hop on stage with us right now?" And I looked at them like, "What?" Like the level of like humbleness, and
Mm.
just the level of like just like that humbleness of like you do a completely whole different genre than we do, but we want you to hop on stage right now. And I looked at them like, are you crazy? Like your crowd is not really like my crowd. And then he said, "Are you crazy? Because you're about to say no to us." And I said, "All right." Like I literally came here as a fan, as a supporter, and obviously if they're asking me, and I don't want to like deny that either. And it ended up being amazing. Like they ended up jamming to one of my songs, almost like the Roots, where like they played the song, but they also played their instruments, and um you know like that. I don't know, just beautiful moments like that
That's dope, man.
do happen. So I think it's just about the energy you put out, like I said, not expecting anything, and just uh just doing you to the best of your abilities.
Dude, how has your view, because I'm thinking about it as you're speaking, and like it occurred to me, like, I don't think I've ever, from the moment I met you, you've always at least been on. Yeah, in fact, yeah, I remember going to your apartment very early on, like to interview you, do stuff, and there'd always be like books around, or you and your friends would be talking about something about uplifting your minds, or like elevate. There was always some thing, you know what I mean? And I don't know what you call all that. To me, it's always just like a search for enlightenment. It's
I
a
think,
search for
yeah,
faith, or it's what, it's all those things. But
it's
why? I'm
Why?
asking, yeah, why did I notice that so early in you? Like, how did you already have that so early?
I wouldn't I guess the best way that I can describe it is just that hunger for more, knowing
Mm,
that, new levels, new they say new levels, new devils,
mm-hmm,
where like every step up requires a different version of you, and knowing that, I can't have the same people around me. I can't think the same. I can have the wisdom to know I once thought that way and all of that, but at some point there has to be growth, there has to be a change, or else people are going to still treat you the same, and you just gotta kind of give yourself what you want others to give you, treat others the way
mm.
you want to be treated. It's in a sense in a different way, but that's kind of how I see it, like you kind of.
But where did where did you do you remember like early points where you're like, oh, maybe somebody told me something and that sent me in a direction, or maybe it was your mom early on, like kept you on a path. What was the early inspiration? Because you know this
I
now,
think
right? Like
I think
you
I
meeting
think
people. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying like meeting people. It's not like always just a natural path for people to end up on. You know, that's not reality. That's not how you are one of the rare people that I know that has been on it as long as we
Thank you,
have. You know
man.
what I mean? Like,
I feel like I was just searching for guidance. One of the biggest things that I love sharing, because I know there's young kids out there that grew up with single moms.
mm-hmm,
Having my dad absent from my life definitely made an impact. At first it was negative, but then as I was growing up, I realized, like, wow, I had to go look for guidance on my own. I had to go in search of, like, that personal development. And like you said early on, I think that's what it was, knowing that my mom can only do so much for me and give me so much guidance, but there's a whole world out there that she doesn't know how to navigate the music industry, or
mm,
how to navigate just life as a man, and
mm-hmm,
and and I feel like, knowing that, I knew that I had to feed myself the right knowledge and the right books and the right vibes around me. And, like, yeah, I might not have the same people around me, but I feel like, you know the love is never lost, and
mm-hmm,
sometimes they're lessons and sometimes they're blessings, like the saying says. And it doesn't mean that when you see them it's not love. At the same time, it's like you are what you attract, where, like, if you stay the same, you're gonna keep staying in that same thing. And luckily, I'm super grateful that, 10, 12 years later down the line of my music career, that I was able to be approached by someone with that mentality of, like,
mm,
be humble and stay hungry, and just teaching me that like, you can't have that entitlement of, like, the world owes you anything, and just giving me that guidance that I need to move forward in my music career. And which is why you see the level of of music and
mm-hmm.
just all around
Progression.
Niño, what's
Mm-hmm.
being put out right now. There's like a standard now, and I can't move backwards.
And was that your manager? Is that who you're talking about?
Yep. Shout out to Marcos J Teno. That's my manager. His wife Jess. Um, my DJ Boyo, my producer Slowly. Very small team. I can count it in one hand.
Mm,
But there's other people that have been around me, and they know who they are, and yeah, like, like I said, you are who you attract. And I feel I totally trust that, like, I've been attracting the right people in my life. And even this year alone has been better than I ever expected. And it's not even financially. I feel like that's just gonna be the cherry on top. I feel like I've been getting experiences and walking through doors that is more than money right now. And I'm
mm-hmm,
trusting that that's just going to be the cherry on top. And I'm not really trying to let that be the source of motivation for what's about to happen these next 2 years.
That's dope, man. That's super exciting, bro. Like I've really enjoyed watching it grow for you. Like the way that you've been able to like interpret like what you're doing, because that's always a challenge, right? It's always like that's always a challenge of like, am I what's in my head? Is it coming out clearly to the people, or people seeing me for me? And you've been doing a dope job, bro. Like
Thank you
I
so
follow
much.
it very closely. You know what I mean? Like I'm always checking in with you, like we said. I wanna talk to you a little bit about like the like what is for you right now, just as an artist. What weighs heavy with you right now? Like, what are things that your mind's on? Like, where are you at creatively? Are there things that are like occupying your space a lot?
The only the only thing is time.
Mm,
That's been weighing heavy, knowing that, my loved ones are getting older, and I want them to see that their sacrifices weren't in vain.
mm,
And like, just being real and being raw, being honest about it. I feel like a lot of people feel that, where it's just like,
mm,
for me, my mom left her whole life, in Acapulco, in Mexico, and she came here, had me, and then she said, like, let's just go back. I miss my family. You're already born here. Like, let's just go over there. And I lived my whole childhood over there, and I'm grateful that she was able to, instill that the culture in me. And yeah, like, it's just been one of those things where I don't want her sacrifices to go in vain, and just to prove. But at the same time, you do it for them, but you got to do it for yourself, and you can't let that distract you, or bring you down, because you just got to be grateful every day. You like every day that we all wake up, we already won. So we got to just take it day by day. We can't let that stress us out, but that's definitely been something weighing on me.
bro, like one of the things that it's the phrase is reoccurring in my head, and
Yeah.
it's weighing heavy on me because I think it's very touching, man, that you said one of the reasons you started making Spanish music was for people in your family to be able to like really understand it, and like, and bro, that's so fucking dope, dog. Like it really is. It's just dope because I think
Yeah.
it's a thing that people don't think about a lot, especially with artists that are from Latino descent. Like that extra thing that that you consider sometimes. There's this extra thing that there's a lot of our family that don't speak English. You
Two
know.
reasons. I feel like two reasons. One, because I really don't care about fame or who likes
Mm-hmm.
me. I care about my foundation. I care about my loved ones. I care about, like, just the right energy. And, I was willing to erase 10, 12 years of my work to start a new name, and say, you know what? It's in me. It's not on the name. It's not on
Mm-hmm.
the history. It's in me, and I'm gonna trust. And it's been the best thing I've ever done. Like, it was because, and then I was gonna say, I said one.
Mm-hmm.
Two is because people don't talk about the right shit, and people aren't
Mm-hmm.
saying respectable shit, and they don't want their family to listen to it. and
Mm-hmm.
and that's why. And me, I don't want to hide who I am for nobody. So I want my family to listen to my troubles. I want them to understand what I was going through, where my thought process was. And yeah, sometimes it is a little embarrassing when they hear the reggaeton stuff to them. But you know what? It's crazy that my aunt, who I call mom, because she used to, like, raise me too when I was kicked
Mm-hmm.
out of my mom's house. I have two moms. I have
Mm-hmm.
my aunt, my mom, and we were watching. I think it was the Latin Grammys a long time ago. It was like the Latin Grammys or something, and like all the poppin' Latin artists were going on. And he was like, "Hey, mijo, don't be afraid to make party music. That's what the people want. Give it to them. Give it to them." And I was like, "All right, you said it. Like, you like, it's cool. Like, it's just, like, do it. Give it to them. That's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to them." And then I am, but I'm also creating that balance where it's so good and it sounds I'm confident that it just sounds so good. It doesn't even need bad words. Like it
Mm.
just like yeah, it might have a little ratchet thing here and there, but it's not super like carelessly vulgar to where like it's still carefully calculated and it's still art and it's still different makes me like separates me from the crowd. So thankful for hip hop, thankful for all those years of lyricism and writing and I'm thankful for that because I'm able to come into this new world and be like I'm still gonna be myself and I don't need to try to blend in with you guys to like me. I already like myself, So
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I'm thinking about like people discovering you right now for the first time. Like they have no idea that like you're also like your caliber as an MC
yeah.
is very well crafted. You really were one of those kids jumping in the ciphers constantly, battling.
And I
Like
have to
anytime you
confess,
could get a mic, you could do that.
and I have to confess, I need to get my confidence back up on my freestyles. I've been writing so much music that I've just been cranking out writtens that
Mm,
that I respect hip hop so much that
yeah.
I like to be honest in front of the whole world. Like, yeah, I need to work on my freestyles again. I need to work on my Spanish freestyles. I can freestyle easily more like I could freestyle better in English than I do in Spanish, but I can do it. It's just I just don't consider myself fluent at the moment, but I can do it and I could have fun with it and all of that, but I definitely don't walk around saying like I'm the freestyle guy right now,
Yeah.
but like I said, freestyling right now is like for me it's like okay, it's fun, I'm down, let's have fun with it. But I definitely yeah, I definitely feel like I that's like it's like being in the gym. You work out your arms, you work out your whole body, and you're like, hey, I haven't been working that muscle out, and I need to go and work that muscle out.
That's dope,
So,
man. That's really dope.
so
Where do you feel like your evolution is going right now, man? Because I know you probably see it in your head, or you have visions of where you're going. Like first musically, like what is coming next for you? Like what's the next evolution we're seeing?
I feel like my next evolution is just internal, where
Mm,
just everything needs to be right within before I I just in a rush want to present it to the world and I want to be like Lauren Hill said, how you going to win if you ain't right within. So like
hmm
I've been really all of those things I take to heart. So I just know that it really doesn't matter what's on the outside or the platforms or any of that. Like what matters is like if you're right within, you're gonna win. You're gonna win whether these platforms put you on there or not. People may act like they don't see something, but in reality, the energy is there, and the way you make people feel is what they're gonna remember, not what platform or what went on. But my evolution, I think, will be like spiritual, will be um
hmm
just knowing, just like just being more careful about everything, just walking with that purpose and yeah, like just being humble, staying hungry, but at the same time knowing that like hey, the like I'm not to be messed with. I take this very seriously, from the art to now the business side, and I just want to be able to do everything right, whether if it's even if it's wrong, like I want to be able to like be a human about it, be like, yeah, yeah, I was wrong, like, and I learned from that. So
Man, do you feel like that throughout the years? Because you noted it a little bit about like your spirituality. If you had
yeah,
to like describe your like spiritual journey, like what has it been? Like what has been your spiritual journey?
I don't I don't know, like I don't know, I think my spiritual journey would just be being a curious person and making
Mm,
mistakes,
mm-hmm.
just being
Mm-hmm.
curious and making mistakes, learning from them, and getting better. off of
Yeah.
everything, off of the mistakes, and just continue making more mistakes, uh, and learning some more. Really,
That's dope, man. That's
yeah,
dope, and it's beautifully said because I think that is what it is, man. I think that your insatiable curiosity is something that like definitely drives what you do. But man, like I take this from just as a friend now. Like your heart is a beautiful thing, dude. It's been an honor to
appreciate
know
that.
you and be a friend to you. And you always know, like we've always said this, like anything you ever need, we got you over here. Anything we could ever do
Yeah,
to help. But you seem
thank
like
you.
you seem like you got this, and we're rooting for you. Please
Mhm.
come through every time you have something new, or you just want to come and talk, bro. We love to
Yeah.
chop it up over here.
Yeah, I would like thank you so much for your words and for everything, the platform, the friendship, just being genuine person that you are. I'll give you your flowers for just giving all the artists around you their flowers, and you're an
Mm,
artist yourself, so
thank you, brother.
you know the lonely road of being yourself. And but it's so rewarding that that you're pleasing your spirit and your mind and everything, and not everyone else around you that leaves you empty. So I
Mm,
feel like that's what an artist really is, where it's just like you're kind of coping with the world in your own little way, and it's not even little in a sense because it's bigger than us when we put it out there,
mm,
it could shift the direction of where people are going with their minds and their thoughts. So yeah, I commend you for that. And also this Friday, I do want to like let you guys know that I'm dropping a song. It's called Rondin, and produced by my boy Juice and Oren. A little bit of their background. They recorded the Schoolboy Q album that just released, and
amazing.
I'm just super excited to work with them, and I'm just honored that there's a language barrier there, and they're just really willing to work with me, and during the studio sessions, I'm like translating the record to them. I'm like sending them the whole song through Google like translate, and like it's just been a beautiful thing to have a relationship with such talented people. And as a Spanish artist, I just want to bring it. And this Friday, Rondin is gonna drop. It's a really dope record.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Everybody, please go bump tune into that, leave comments, show love, show shares, all that stuff, man.
Thank you.
Bro,
Appreciate
thank you so much, bro. Again, anytime you want to come back, please come back. Ladies and gentlemen, El Nino, man. Dude,
thank you.
thank you so much, bro.
Thank you. I gotta make it out to San Diego, even if I catch a bus. Let's do it.
Please do, bro. We
Yeah,
got you on shows, whatever you need down here. We got you.
cool. Yeah, let's definitely keep in touch.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon.
Good day. Peace.
There you go. That's El Nino, man. That's the homie. That's the little bro right there. That young man is killing it. Um, what else can I say about him, man? You see how genuine he is. These are the kind of people I want to share with y'all. These are people that we've known for a long time that are out there in their own right, demolishing it. Look up El Nino if this is the first time you've ever heard of him. Trust me, you'll see he's putting in that genuine work. He loves his craft. He loves his art. He loves his people. He loves his moms. He's got two. But yeah, man, help him out. Let's go. Let me look up here something. Let's find something. Yeah, let's find something that we can play of El Nino on the way out. He's got that. He's got that single coming out though. So please support that. Let's go. Let me search it here real quick. He's got a lot of choices, man. Oh, I know. Let me see. Let me bring up his Instagram real quick. Make sure you guys get a look at that for sure. Here we go. But please, man, go check out all his music. Support him. Tell him you caught it here on Chris Sees the Internet. And let's see here. Ooh, he's got a lot. What do you guys want to hear? I saw him drop some. Actually, let's do this. What do you say? We'll go over here. Boom. So we're on his Instagram right now. Let's check it out. Let's see what he's got on here.
Andan open, visten bien tumbado en el bloque, mucho caro low riders en pose las calles, buscan rivales, algunos buscan dinero, sueños de no andar en cero, sacar a la jefa del guero, chucks blancos, caquis, desorden, east, west, el sur y el norte, no me bajen, ando up con mi California love. Dime lo que tengo que hacer, yo no tengo competencia, aquí nadie me ve, yo lo sé, yo lo sé.
Kills it.
Haré que tú quieras volver, siempre has sido un animal, yo solo pienso en placer, anda y ve. Dile que ya no quieres con él, que la vida es diferente, por aquí se va a ver, yo lo sé. El otro ya explotó, tenete, que las mamis muevan culo, a ver cuál me va a comer. Dime lo que tengo que hacer.
There you go, man. I don't even think you need to hear anymore.
Mantén la calma, esta bomba ya mero estalla.
And he makes it all, man. Really well rounded artist.
Esta madre yo la viví. Aquí fue donde crecí.
We're just gonna let that loop. Guys, catch us on the next episode. Yo, we got so many new artists that I want to break for you guys, but also we're gonna be talking to a lot of artists that you may know. Man, if you could see the calendar of interviews that we have lined up, man, you guys will be stoked. So keep tuning in. Invisible Panchos, Chris Sees the Internet. Tons of new content coming up. Make sure you like, subscribe. Let's go, El Niño. We're just gonna let it go, right? Why would we not? All right, man. We'll see you guys next time.
Esta madre yo la viví. Aquí fue donde crecí. Eso ya no tiene fin. Para hacer lo que yo quiera. Que lujo.